Hey everyone, welcome back to the BioNexus Health Podcast series, Autism Uprooted. You guys may remember a little while back, I had shared a small interview with Zara's mom, beautiful little girl Zara from UK, diagnosed with autism. And her mom reported that within 14 days of being on the BioNexus plant-based herbal protocol, Zara had started to make remarkable progress to the extent that, her teachers, family members, everyone visibly saw the tremendous improvement that she was demonstrating. So many of you have sent messages asking about little Zara. How is she doing? It must be a few months now that she's been on the BioNexus protocol, asking about any additional progress that has been seen. And, well, of course, right? She's made phenomenal progress after that first podcast. And her mom, Asma, has once again agreed to update us. So without further ado, let's welcome Zara's mom, Asma, to the show today.
Welcome to the BioNexus Health Podcast with Dr. Jodie A. Dashore, who holds a PhD in integrative medicine, is board certified in integrative pediatrics, an internationally recognized pioneering clinician, and author. And now here's your host of BioNexus Health Podcast, Dr. Jodie A. Dashore.
So there you are, Asma. How's UK today? How's the weather in UK?
The weather is really nice. Now finally we're getting some vitamin D.
Same here, actually. It's going to be like yesterday we had almost 100 degrees, and the same today. It's really hot today.
Oh, that's nice. I like summer, but sometimes when it's too hot, that's...
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Well, today is another episode for little Zara, actually. So many people have asked me how Zara is doing, is there any further news about Zara? Because the last podcast you did was very inspirational for, for many mothers watching. Now, when I spoke to you last time, one thing that I realized was that you also understand how to handle die-off reactions, and you also understand that die-off reactions are actually good news, and they have to be taken in stride, and you need patience. So
yeah.
Right, so overall I think it's been quite a fantastic journey. So if you wouldn't mind telling me right off the bat, how is Zara? How is she doing?
Doctor, with the second protocol, my biggest concern was always been her health. And this time, after I remember treating H. pylori, Zara starting gaining health. So many people have complimented her health, and even I noticed she was like a stick. And now, yes, and bless her, now she is gaining weight. She's getting taller. Like, you can tell how remarkable this protocol has been for us, because I never thought she's gonna have parasites, to be honest. But when I saw parasites, it was like, oh my God, it was just an eye opener. Like, she's been suffering from so much, and I never realized.
Yes.
So I would say after the parasite protocol and the treating H. pylori, her health starting getting better. Also, because of her meto issues, now she started eating herself, like proper chapati and whatever I give her. Like, she eats, join in with her sister, sits together and eat herself. She doesn't need any help from me anymore. So that is fantastic. As a family, I feel like we have progressed.
Right. Overall, I know it must have been quite a shock to you when her, labs came back, right? Many people say, do we need to do so many labs? I always try to encourage Like even if you can do like little by little, one at a time, because it's important to get a full information, comprehensive information as to exactly what kind of medical issues are going on in the background, with this whole label of autism spectrum disorder that our children are given, without any regard for what else could be going on.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, but you haven't given us so many tests. You have given very specific, targeted towards Zara. Like, just we have done OATs and GI mainly.
Okay.
So I feel like these two have changed Zara's. Like, that nutrition side has been fulfilled. I can see like iodine level, everything. Her hair, it used to fall. When I used to comb her hair, and I can see hair fall. I used to be so scared. Now I think she got the thickest hair in the family.
Oh, I love
So
it. I love it.
I see like it is progressing, and
Yeah.
I never realized that all of these nutrition was lacking in her body. All thanks to you. Thank you, doctor.
Oh, you're most welcome. You're most welcome. It's been so phenomenal, amazing to have you guys, as a part of the BioNexus family. And again, Asma, I think all I did was to guide you in the right direction. You've put in all the hard work. You and your husband's, sorry, I don't remember his name now, but both of you have done really well. I know he helps you a lot.
We had a lot of die-off reaction, let me tell you, when we started the parasite. Oh my God, that was the hardest. I thought like I'm not gonna build it to 10, but 10 drops to full like dose. But he was like, no, do it, it's fine. Because we had to put her back in nappies because she couldn't control her bowels, and so many poos, all like dark green color. I was like, what's going on? But it was actually all the bad things coming out. After,
Exactly.
I would say, a week, she gone back to normal.
Okay.
Yeah, and I started the drops slowly again. Like this time I took my time, and Zara was not like, it came back to normal. But also with that, a lot of sensory came out. Like the school started saying like, oh, she's running in the fields, she is a bit hyper. And I know like it's just temporary, it's fine. As I just tell them, she's outdoor girl, it's fine. Because I knew like what's going on in the body. The school
Right.
doesn't understand.
They
Yes,
don't.
you have to be very patient.
Yes, agree. Parasite die-off can be quite rough, but one thing is important to understand. Number one, it's just die-off, meaning it's
Yeah.
obviously temporary. If you haven't fast-tracked your herbals, if you're building it like, one drop at a time, slowly
Yeah.
increasing, slowly to the level of tolerance of the person or the child, then die-off reaction is quite manageable. If you have a large infection, then obviously your die-off reaction will also be large, right? And then at the end of the die-off reaction, your rewards will be that much larger as well. So now Zara is now, she's fully independent, you said, right? She's eating, she's getting dressed on her own. Oh, do we have a little bit of an internet issue? Can you hear me, Asma? Okay, I'm just going to pause the recording just for a second. Okay, I think we have you back now. Sorry. So I don't think you heard me, but what I was saying was right after the parasite protocol, round 2 of the BioNexus protocol, she started to become more independent, right? She has a much better appetite. And I think you mentioned she's eating better. She's eating much healthier.
Yes, doctor. In the morning, she takes smoothies, which you actually told me. I just add some hemp powder with some avocados, and I just mix and match, sometimes bananas, sometimes peanut butter. So she really enjoys it now. So I don't struggle. You won't believe, like I used to feed with the syringe. I used to feed her just coconut milk with the syringe. Like it was really hard for me. I remember all all my journey has been hard. But now when I see her drinking like a proper breakfast, having a proper breakfast, having like, when they just eat better, like they're going school happy.
Yes.
Because most of the time I used to hear like, oh, she's not eating well in school as well. But now she does eat, and even the school said like she does eat her packed lunches as well. So I feel like this is a big achievement for us.
Yes. And you have been sending lunches to school, right?
Yes, she
As per
actually
her
goes.
diet.
Yes, because they don't understand the gluten free and the dairy free, so I send her packed lunches with her. I don't want to mess up her diet.
Right. Right. No, that's an absolute great idea. That's what we have been doing, all these years with Brian as well, just to make sure. Because yeah, you're right. School thinks that eating raw salads from the lunch bar is healthy, but
Yes,
right, nobody realizes, that raw salads can very easily be contaminated with stuff, parasites,
yes.
pesticides, herbicides, and what have you. So good. I'm really glad. What grade is she in now?
She's in third grade.
Okay.
She's in third grade. Now they're putting more academics into the syllabus for her. And I can see like her, because her meter grip is really good. She is gripping the pencil really well. Before she never used to. She don't understand like how to hold it. Now I can see the grip is getting better. Now her attention is getting better as well.
Okay. So how does she do academically now? She's doing her alphabet, numbers,
She's very
shapes.
good she's always been good with the alphabet. She does like to do her phonics. She wants to watch, even on the iPad, she wants to watch all the jolly phonics and the sounds. With maths, she does like numbers, but I can see she doesn't enjoy that much as she enjoy her alphabets more. So yeah. She's very good in PE. The school says like she takes full, like, she participates really well with all the class, and she runs like the school mile as well. They call Park Hill Mile, so she runs for the school.
Oh, okay. So she's
Yeah.
becoming very athletic. That's fantastic for the immune system. That's very
Yes,
nice.
they
Yes.
yeah they said I feel maybe after this protocol she's been more active.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
How how about her language? Is she communicating her needs to you? Is she speaking in phrases?
She has started speaking in phrases, but still I feel like it's still restricted to her needs.
Okay.
Like we haven't seen the introverbal yet, and I feel like we got time for that. At least if she's communicating with her needs, that's sometimes I'd say more than enough for me, because we don't see any behavior or tantrums anymore. If she wants it, sometimes she just come in the kitchen. The other day I was making smoothie, so I was just, I don't know, in my subconscious mind I thought it's my older one, Aisha. She was
Right,
standing next
right.
to me. I just said, can you just pass me the banana? And she actually get the banana from the fruit bowl. I was like, is Zara? So that's how she followed the instruction. Just like I was really amazed. I was like, that's so good. Now I'm about to teach her how to do laundry, how to make her own toast. I'm
Yes.
gonna make her more independent like this now.
Yes, she's obviously, a really smart girl. You know what they
Yes, she is.
say? Yeah, she is. They say that girls getting autism is rare, and not so rare anymore. But historically, girls getting autism wasn't as often as the boys do. And when girls do, it is that much severe, and harder for any girl with autism to see any recovery of symptoms. But again, once again, with Zara, she's proved everybody wrong, and she's on her own path. She's smart, she's strong, she's athletic,
But doctor,
she's
it started
sweet.
like that. Trust me. At one point, when she turned 5, I lost all the faith. Let me tell you.
Oh, Right.
because it was so hard. I couldn't understand how I'm gonna teach her because my older one is so good with academics. I was like, how's she gonna do it? How's she gonna understand even a simple instruction? Because I I was like so emotional at that time, but I was like, no, there should be a way. There must be a way. If she has like been diagnosed with autism, there must be a way. So I'm happy like we found BioNexus.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I'm glad you found me. It's been quite an interesting journey because she hasn't been on board that long.
Yeah, we started in August last year. We
Right.
had our first appointment in August, and now this August it will be our first year with you. But
Right.
already I have seen so much good progress in Zara.
Right. Yes, we did indeed. Now, she is growing, she's eating well, she's sleeping well, she's communicating well, and I believe there are certain genetic tests that we are waiting on to come back, right?
Yes,
Because
it's
doctors
gonna
are
take
impressed.
4 months. Pediatrician said we're gonna just check the microarray.
Right.
Let's see what it comes out. Hopefully, not a bad news.
Yeah. One thing, I have to admit that I think you have been on board 100%, Asma, you and your husband. And that's
Thank
quite
you.
important, when you see progress, because following instructions and, not having any additional burden on the immune system while we are trying to recover a child. Like I do understand that many people have family pressures, etc., and they have to travel abroad, or some families absolutely must have to take vacations once a year, like family tradition, what have you. And those traditions are very hard to stop for a few years
Yes.
for one child in the family. And not all families are able to do that. I mean, everyone has their priorities. But one thing that I've noticed with you guys is you're like 100% on board, fully focused. I'm going to recover my daughter, whatever it takes. And I really admire that approach.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for all your compliments. Actually, doctor, from the first day I've seen progress. Let me be very because from the first day I know like this is gonna work for her, and the time is ticking. I feel like she gonna be 8 in August.
Hmm.
So she's getting a big girl now. So I
Yes.
just wanted to just restrict all her like all the exposures and everything which I can, and just make her like more like my Zara.
Yes, yes. I remember you asking me, my goodness, Dr. Dashore, she's already 7. Is
Yes.
it too late? And I was, and she's a girl with autism, what hopes can we have for her? And I remember listening to her story in the beginning, and I'm like, no, we have to give her an equal chance. Let's learn some labs and see, what's going on with her. And we did. And look at this now, she's 8, and by autism standards, she is old. Right?
Yes.
Because when you start interventions for autism, people start at very, very, young age, like 2 years, 2.5 years, people
I was
start to get
very
less.
late. I still remember it was so late. All of my like friends, they started their journey very early. I always like admire them. Like with Zara, I done so late, but I was lucky. Like we started with the right person.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good. So all in all, her die-off reaction should subside. You have strategies on how to handle the die-off. I also like the way you kind of, handle the school. That's right. And she likes to be outdoors. I have no problems with her, being a little bit hyper
Yeah, I
outside,
always
right?
say
I
I
mean,
said that's not a problem.
right.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said she like give her trampoline, more minutes on the trampoline. They said,
There you
Mommy,
go.
she doesn't come out of the trampoline then. I said, leave her, it's fine. Sometimes you just have to let them be themselves.
Yes.
It's not about just learning. It's fine. They are free birds.
Yes,
Accept
exactly.
them.
Exactly. Yep, very much so. She should, now that she is beginning to acquire her own personality, she should be able to, enjoy being 8 years old.
Yes.
That's what it is, and before you know it, I mean, with boys and girls exposed to mycotoxins and mold, there was, additional testing that we did for that as well. And what happens is it affects the hormones. So,
Okay.
it's usually an early puberty. So before that happens, I would rather, she enjoy her childhood before she has to deal with all of that. Yeah, it's just
That's true, doctor.
right.
But
Yes,
now I can
girls.
see us more as a family because we actually go out, we enjoy. Zara doesn't leave our hand. Before I used to have full harness on her,
Oh, right,
because
yeah.
because she used to run because she just runs. But now, because whenever we are outside, she just holds our hand and she's just walking nicely. Sometimes she just jump and happy, shows like she's very happy. Then I say, Zara, walking, good walking, and then she start walking again. So I feel like we can go out for dinners and nobody actually notice like there's any problem with Zara. So we are happy, yes, in that sense. We can enjoy our dining out now.
Yes. So no more absconding, she doesn't run away. She has
No.
safety awareness.
Yes, she knows, like, okay, she doesn't go to strangers. She also have stranger awareness now. She
Okay,
doesn't go to people which she don't know.
very good, very good. She has, what was the other thing you said? Safety awareness, yes. Stranger danger, she understands that. All of her temper tantrums and behavioral issues have calmed down as well.
Yes, doctor. It's just sometimes when she's very overwhelmed, and I feel with autism, it comes and goes.
Oh, that's
It is a
fine.
normal
Yeah,
thing.
right.
So when she is like very overwhelmed, I give her OT, like I give her dry brushing. She calms down. Sometimes I just wrap her in the blanket with a gym ball.
Yes.
So yes, and now we are thinking to make her a special room where she got her swing for OTs, for her vestibular and everything. So she have her sensory needs met.
Yes.
So that's how I deal with it.
That's fantastic. There's no yelling at her, etc. You understand that she needs time. That her brain is slowly developing. Her various, oh my gosh, the various infections are dying off. Her
Yes.
toxins are slowly getting detoxed. So it takes time for all of the pandas related behaviors to calm
Yes.
down.
Yes, doctor. Even she started having temperatures. She never used to have a runny nose. I never saw her runny nose, coughing. The other day, it's so funny. So my older one had cough. So she
Okay.
was like coughing. The other day, then I noticed somebody else coughing, and she came out of the blanket and she showed me like she coughed and she's looking at me like, what is this? And I was like, Zara coughing. Wow, Zara coughing. So then she understand, okay, that's normal. But anytime she cough, she come up to me and she cough like, okay, what is this? So it was so funny. But she recovered really well after that as well. I make sure I don't give antibiotics because she has very good immune. I feel like her immune has started working.
Okay.
So she recovers quick.
Okay. Plus she's doing a lot of antimicrobial herbals as well, right? She's doing antimicrobial
maybe that's
herbals.
saving
She's on
her
the full dose. Correct. Yes. So those definitely help. And true, the point that you mentioned, that not getting fevers, not having any symptoms like coughs and colds and runny noses, that is not normal for any child, especially a child on the spectrum, because that is a sign of immune deficiency or immune suppression, not necessarily deficiency, but immune suppression. And yes, in my practice, we actually celebrate fevers. Like, yes, you got a fever, awesome.
That's what we did, whenever she have temperature and my husband like, she got temperature. I said, that's so good. Even her runny nose and everything, she takes her tissue out of the pocket, wipes her nose, put the tissue in the bin. So it is so good to see her progressing like this, like a normal child, because before it was never there.
Absolutely. And I can see that spark in you as well. Your personality has begun to emerge. You're such a young mom, and even though your approach is very mature, but you're young. You need to enjoy family life. You need to enjoy your kids, and enjoy your husband. And I'm really glad you're able to do that again now. Being able to go out.
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor. That is the biggest achievement. Like, we enjoy the family now. I'm not scared anymore to take Zara out to someone's house. Before, I never take her, because I know like she gonna stay and everybody gonna stay and I have to give answers, because people doesn't understand autism, what autism is, how a family is going through. Because personally, I feel like all the family is affected by autism. It's not just the child, the mother, the father, the sibling. Zara is lucky that she got amazing sibling as well. She is always with her, looking after her, just giving her hugs and telling things. Like the other day, we're going to school and it's a quite long drive, and she was just sitting with Zara, holding hand and telling, Zara, look, the trees are so green. You like green color, isn't it? I was just smiling. I was like, wow, we got a good, like, full family structure where everybody is just giving some sort of information to Zara to learn.
Yes. That reminds me, Asma, you mentioned that while your house was being cleaned out and remediated from the mold and mycotoxins, you had a really long drive back and forth from school. And it's been pretty amazing that Zara has been very well behaved for the really long drives.
It's been 4 hours, doctor, like
Wow.
2 hours in the morning,
Goodness.
and she wakes up like 6 o'clock. Have her binder in the car because it's a long journey. I have to give everything in the car. So it's been amazing. Everybody praise Zara, how she's sitting. Even a normal child doesn't sit in the car like that. She sits so well. She looks out the windows. She's calm, composed. She never complains. She like, we have seen this, like, this has surprised us. Like, she can go on a long trips with us now.
Yes, that's great. And I'm not surprised that after 2 hours in the car, when she goes to school, she's doing well in school. And then, of course, when they have a break, she wants to run around, right? Wouldn't you?
Yes, of course. I said she is a nature baby. She always like gardens. She always, and as long as I know, I have covered her with the spray, the tick spray.
Mm.
Yeah, I always cover her because I know she always runs in the fields.
Yes.
So I always, make sure she's covered when she's running. She's going out and about. So yes.
Good. Awesome. Listen, you have my heartfelt blessings and good wishes with you, as you know.
Thank you, doctor. It's not just Zara. You have looked after even Aisha this time, the things you have said to do with Aisha as well. I'm so thankful. You are, just such an angel for us as a family. You for me and for my husband as well. So I really appreciate all the things you are doing for us. We're very lucky to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been quite a pleasure. I'm so glad to have you guys on board. I'm glad Aisha is doing well. And, and I'm glad you will be on your journey to wellness as well. I mean, the stress is gone from your face already. And, I think your journey to complete sparkling health and wellness has started, because autism can be such, like you said, so stressful for the entire family.
Yeah, that's so true. Even I just got a message like to all the autism mom, like they are doing so well. Just hold on tight. We'll do it. We'll do it together.
Yes. Yes. Autism moms are hands down the smartest and the strongest mothers on the planet. In fact, this expands to any mother dealing with a special needs child. It could be any special needs, could be child with autism, child with cancer, child with, any autoimmune condition, any other issues. I mean, the mothers of special needs children are just phenomenal overall, aren't we? I think so. I think we are.
Yeah. When we are down, we just wipe our tears again and we say, it's especially like we can do it. It's fine.
Yes.
It's the day changes. Like if it's your child is having a bad day, tomorrow is gonna be a new day and they'll learn something new.
Exactly.
And I'm a person who stays more positive, to be honest. I don't look up to small things and get worried. Because I know I transfer my energy into my child. If I'm really anxious, Zara gonna be anxious as well. So I want to be more stress-free and happy in front of her.
That is a very good point you bring up. Exactly. Special needs children are specially connected to their mothers. There's a very close, beautiful connection with mom. And yes, and of course, oftentimes dad as well. And anytime mom or dad are in a state of distress, that passes on to the child as well. Yeah, very much so. It's important to keep the atmosphere at home, positive, happy, upbeat, and I'm happy that you are a part of a group where autism moms encourage each other, like you go girl, kind of an attitude. So that's,
Yeah.
Good. All right, wonderful. Well, I won't keep you, it's Sunday, so you should go enjoy your family. And I really appreciate you joining me. And I know, many listeners were very curious about Zara. So God bless Zara, and many blessings for you and your family as well.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much.
So for those of you watching, that was Zara's mom, Asma, and I hope you found that information helpful, quite inspirational, isn't she? She's just, right on point. And as a mother, she's very inspiring herself. So I will see you all next time. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe. There is a big red subscribe button to the bottom right of your screen. And when you subscribe, it helps us to convey this message to a much wider audience. And, it provides hope, education, inspiration to a lot of families around the world. So thank you once again for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Namaste.
Thank you for joining Master Herbalist Dr. Jodie A. Dashore, Director of the BioNexus Health Clinic and BioNexus Herbals, on the BioNexus Health Podcast, where we explore and share information and stories about recovering and healing from chronic and environmental illnesses such as mold biotoxin illness, Lyme disease, autism spectrum disorder, fatigue, Crohn's and colitis, mast cell activation syndrome, PANS, and more. Please help us grow our message by subscribing to our podcast channel and sharing the podcast on your social networks. For more information, visit bionexushealth.com.
Information within this video, audio, or text, collectively known as the podcast, has not been reviewed by the FDA. Nothing within the podcast is intended as or should be construed as medical advice. Information is for general informational and educational purposes only. Consumers of the podcast should consult with their healthcare practitioners for medical recommendations. Seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider. Do not disregard the advice of a healthcare provider based on any information from the podcast. The information within the podcast may contain information concerning dietary supplements or over-the-counter products that are not drugs. Our dietary supplement products are not intended for use as a means to cure, treat, prevent, diagnose, or mitigate any disease or other medical or abnormal condition.